Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and of course, drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys, and it goes a massive way to helping out the channel too. Now, this week we are on issue number 68 of good old Combat Patrol magazine, and it is Christmas Eve. So this is being recorded here on the 24th of December. So obviously, if you were watching this after Christmas, I hope you had a really good Christmas if you celebrate it. Hope you got all the hobby goodies that you want. And if you didn't, check out January sales. There's always January sales in some places. You don't really get a massive amount of discount on Warhammer stuff, unfortunately, for a lot of them. But it's worth checking out Element Games and Wayland Games. There are links in the description down below for both websites, which are affiliate links. Do give me a little tiny bit of a kickback. Up to you if you want to use them, but it might be worth having a look out to see if there are any goodies on there that you may be able to get. So definitely worth having a nosy. Some of those post-Christmas gift ideas and bargains could be had. Anyway, enough shilling for that type of stuff. We have minis. So we have part 2 of our Genestealer Cult's Neophyte Hybrid minis. So we have our second sprue. So we've already seen this sprue before because we had previous lot. So this will give us all 20 of our good old Neophyte hybrids. Obviously, the magazine tells you to go for those 2 weapons. Personally, I'm going to be an awkward bugger and I'm going to go for that one because I want something different, just because I can. Now, do I recommend this for everybody? No. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Personally, I'm doing it because I like to be awkward, and I want something slightly different. It's like, for instance, I'm not going for that pickaxe. I'm going to go for the power sword for these guys. So I have 2 units that are not fully identical. So because that can wind me up sometimes. But really cool units, really cool minis, and yeah, they're pretty decent. So obviously the Neophyte hybrids are kind of more your generic troops in a roundabout way for the Genestealer cults, and these guys are pretty fun. So I am looking forward to building another 10 of those guys, so I can have some more of these little chappies, because why not? But for now, they're going to sit on the back burner because I have some painting minis to kind of finish off before I get building more, I think, really. Or will I? I probably will build them before I finish painting all my other stuff. Anyway, enough rambling on. We also get our punch-out cards. So, for this one, we have some more scenery cards. So we have broken generator and some barricades and some weapon caches and stuff like that. These are always quite good fun to have because instead of having actual physical terrain, which in all honesty is better, but beggars can't be choosers, this works out very, very well as well. So it gives you a nice basic understanding of how the terrain can work. We also get data cards, which I could have swore we already had these bad boys before. However, I'm probably very, very, very wrong. So we have our Genestealer Cult's data cards. So we have the Goliath Rock Grinder on that one, and we have stratagems and stuff like that as well. So all pretty good, really. So it's all very, very handy stuff to have, especially when you're playing the game and going up with the Genestealer Cults, which are pretty cool. Then obviously we have our issue for this week. So issue number 68. Going into it, as I said last week, we get a paint guide. So this is the identical paint guide to the previous 10 Neophyte hybrids. Am I thrilled by that? No. Am I surprised by it? No, I'm not. I'm really, really not. It is. I am pretty sure it is 100% identical. It's up to you though. If you're following the guide, you're following the guide, and it does come in handy to, instead of having to go back to find the previous guide and all that type of stuff for these 10, you've got them ready. I feel disappointed by the fact that we have identical build guide and an identical painting guide for 2 units of 10 neophyte hybrids. Maybe that's just me. It could just be me. But, you know, I would have preferred a slight variation in both. But if you're following the guide, obviously you're going to be using an Abaddon Black base coat, going over with your Administratum Grey in majority of the areas, because it is literally coating most of the mini. I mean, I don't know why they're picking out things like the knee pads and everything like that, when they're also doing the undershirt in exactly the same colour. Mephiston Red for the cloak, I do, and the cloth tabard, I do agree with that. That actually works very, very well. Same with things like on the goggles. Works pretty cool, which can be quite good fun. Fully silver guns, yeah, maybe. I would go with a darker silver. So if you're able to get hold of the Iron Warriors paint, it's a darker silver, looks much better. Or if you want to bring something really super shiny and bright, get yourself some good old Canaptech alloy, which has a whole different kind of coating to it. But you need to go over lead belcher with it because it's very, very thin and doesn't go over black very well. But otherwise, it's really cool. Yeah, I mean, the colour scheme works very, very well. Personally, I am a little bit on the fence with it. I like the kind of clothing underneath all the gear to be slightly different. So, for instance, sleeves. Personally, I'm going to go ink by darkness with them, I think. I may not. I may go completely different in the end. But that's how I personally see it. I think it'll look better having a darker colour behind it. And then the kind of a grey backpack and all that type of stuff. Kind of how the shading's supposed to work, but the shading doesn't work quite as well as I personally would want it, and doesn't differentiate as much as I'd like it to, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's up to you how you want to go about painting it, but I will be doing it slightly different. I mean, they look very, very nice. I just want them looking different and standing out. That's the main thing for me. Anyway, I've rabbited on far too long on that section. Let's move on. We have a nice read section. So all to do with the Genestealer cult still, because obviously we're in those issues. This is all to do with Outrider broods. So a Genestealer cult is always wary of its enemies and uses a network of spies and reconnaissance troops to keep an eye on the fringes of their ever-expanding territory. Outrider broods are those who undertake these missions on fast, light vehicles. Among the many items that are pilfered, diverted, or otherwise acquired by the Genestealer cults are light vehicles. These are usually repurposed mining or survey vehicles, and the cults use them to scout out areas, discover new opportunities, and to provide early warning of counterattacks by Imperial agents and other threats to their uprising. For this purpose, the cults choose vehicles that are blisteringly fast and which can be easily augmented with light armour and weapons. So, there are some really cool Genestealer cult vehicles, in my opinion. So, I am a real big fan of the Goliath Rock Grinder. I like the Achilles Ridge Runner, which is this one here. I do really, really like the Jackal Alphas on the motorbike. I think he's a really cool looking unit with that sniper rifle. And just kind of like, you can imagine him just on the side of a hilltop, just taking aim, popping somebody's head off, and all that type of stuff. And I really, really do like the good old Atalan Jackals, which are the bonus unit that we are meant to be getting with his magazine, which should be coming in the next 10 issues, because they're really cool. I like them. So you get like an ATV, you get a couple of motorbikes and stuff like that, and they look really, really good fun. Yeah, some of the coolest vehicles out there. Now, vehicles are one of my big things for 40k. I really do like a lot of the vehicles, so I like some of the tanks that the Astra Militarum and the Space Marines have, not all of them. Some of them are they look a bit bland, and their designs are a little bit dated because obviously a lot of the Space Marine tech is stuck in the past and doesn't really advance very fast. I like the Leagues of Votann vehicles, like the Hecaton Land Fortress and the Sagittur, they're brilliant units. I love them. I love them vehicles. They're really, really cool. I really like the Boomdacker Snazwagon, the Shock Jet, and stuff like that from the Orc range. They're really cool. So, vehicles are really good in 40k, and there are some absolute bangers in there, so it's worth keeping an eye out for them. Anyway, enough rambling on about that. Moving on, we get part 16 of our continual story going throughout the run of this magazine, going on about the Silver Templars and their, journeys and adventures. So, carrying on with this, I must admit I am not up to date on this, so I'm not going to talk about it too much because I just do not know exactly what's going on. But, yeah, eventually I might get around to finishing it off. Carrying on from there, though, we get campaign. So, Eldari vs Genestealers in a display of might would be a good fun bit to play. So I do quite like this one. Eldari, I don't mind Eldari. They're a little bit meh and a little bit wishy-washy in my opinion. Genestealer cults, a little bit more fun. I would probably, if I was going to be playing this one, and I may do at some point once all of it's painted, I would go Genestealer cults. Personally, I would prefer to pick them over the Eldari, although the Eldari are a little bit more shooty. I would prefer the Genestealer cults just because they're a little bit more fun. Same with this one. So, Chaos Space Marines versus Genestealer cults in Clash of Patrols. Personally, Chaos Space Marines are more shooty. They are more deadly and a little bit tougher, but I would still pick the Genestealer cults because they're so much more fun. So, yeah. Sometimes you got to pick the fun ones over the tough ones. So, pretty cool stuff. And then we get a new scenario. Scenario 42, Overrun. So, with this one, you are using one unit of 10 Neophyte hybrids in one of the deployment zones, and then another unit in another deployment zone. The Orc player that is going to be playing deploys a Death Dread in their deployment zone. The Orc player takes the first turn, and it's just literally trying to get into the middle if you're Genestealer cults, and the Death Dread obviously can be a little bit tough to kill, so it could be quite good fun. Then we get more rules, so we get the detachment rules as well, so to keep up with it. So cult ambushes, so obviously we had ambush tokens on the back page of last week, and you get to kind of work out how to utilize all of those, have a little bit of fun with it, enjoy yourself, and yeah, have a good one. So pretty cool stuff. Then moving on, next week and taking us into the new year is the Goliath Rock Grinder. So next week we will get part 1 of 2 of this, and then into the new year, the first week of the new year, we will get number 70. That will give us part 2 of the Goliath Rock Grinder. I must admit, I like the vehicle. It's a pretty cool one. If you wanted to issue 2 lots of this, you can make this into the Goliath Rock Truck, which is slightly different to the Rock Grinder. It doesn't have the grinding pieces on the front or anything like that. But yeah, if you are going to do these yellow and black chevrons as well and stuff like that on the painting, I do recommend getting yourself some low tack masking tape. You'll make life so much easier for painting them. That's how I'm going to do it. And same with any other straight lines or anything like that. So like some of them have like these red strips going across them. If you're going to be doing it, get yourself some good old low tack, good old masking tape. It'll help you out massively. Anyway, that is more than enough from me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas if you are watching this around Christmas time, and if you celebrate it. If you don't, enjoy the time off, enjoy the very lazy feelings that Sundays, the kind of Christmas provides, and I will see you next week for more good old Combat Patrol. Happy days. Bye-bye now.